Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Top 3 show. Now, buying a climbing rope can be a complicated process, especially if it's your first rope. So we've got your back. Today we're going to be going through some things you should look out for when buying your first climbing rope, and these are aimed specifically at the indoor climbing market. Buying your first rope is a bit like a rite of passage. If you've been climbing in the gym for a while, you probably have shoes, maybe a harness, belay plate, but you generally are borrowing your friend's ropes or perhaps hiring one from the climbing wall. Now that rope is shared around usually from lots of different climbers, and when you make the decision to enter into the first rope world, well, you join that club. You become part of a wider community. Now, indoor-specific ropes tend to be pretty thick, round about 9.5 to even up to 11 millimeters. They're very durable and they tend to be on the cheaper side of the market. Now, why is that? Well, when you're climbing indoors, you're working routes, you're falling off lots, and you want your rope to be durable. You also might be top roping outside at a crag. That rope is going to be dragged up and down the wall and it's going to take some abuse. It's a different rope from your red pointing rope, which tends to be thinner, lighter and more malleable in the hands. Now, the reason that this should be your first rope is you'll tend to start climbing indoors. However, if you're an experienced climber, you'll know, and most people do, they have a dedicated gym rope. That's to protect their red pointing rope. So these ropes in front of me, you'll actually be buying throughout your climbing career. So this video is worth a look at, even if you're an experienced climber. These ropes tend to be fairly simple in their design, no fancy treatments, but there's a reason for that. So let's start with our first rope, the BL Virus 10mm. The BL Virus is a fairly thick rope at 10mm, and this adds to the toughness of it. But it might affect handling and belaying on certain devices. Make sure you check. It's well priced, starting at around €94 for the 50-metre version, which is a good length for climbing gyms and shorter outdoor routes. BL take their eco-responsibilities seriously, and the rope is 100% recyclable, and for every rope you buy, they promise to plant a tree to offset it. It's untreated, and although that means you lose some high-end features, it's better for the environment and will suit indoor climbers who are less affected by the weather. BL is one of the big names in climbing rope brands, and a lot of people trust them. They have lots of different types of ropes available on the Epic TV shop, but the reason the Virus is good for indoor and beginner climbers is because of the durability of it. That 10mm thickness, but the malleability and nice way it feels when handling make this a good starting out rope. I should point out at this point that the ropes look different sizes here on the table, and that's because they're different lengths. We've got two 70s and a 30-metre rope. Now, when you're climbing indoors, you don't tend to need 70 metres of rope. 30 will do, and lots of different ropes have different sizes available, and that's the case with the BL as well. Okay, let's look now at a different type of rope brand. This is from Edinburgh, and it's the Python 10mm. The Edinburgh Python is a 10mm thick rope that we sell at all lengths, from 30 to 80 metres on the Epic TV shop for a reasonable price. The range of choices means you can fine-tune the exact length and cost you want to pay. It has a thermo shield treatment to improve handling for longer and uses Edinburgh's 3D coiling, which means easy uncoiling straight from the package without tangles. I like the different lengths available on the Epic TV shop. Most indoor climbers will be looking at the 30 to 40 metre range, whereas if you're top roping outside, maybe a longer rope like 60, 70, 80 metres will be better for you. The Edinburgh 3D coiling is a cool feature. We showed it at a trade show years ago, and it just takes out that faff of properly uncoiling a rope. We've all got excited, ripped open the packaging, dumped a rope on the floor and then have it tangled for climbing sessions after. The Edinburgh system means that's never an issue and is pretty nice at the beginning of the rope's lifespan. Okay, so that's the Edinburgh done. Let's move on to Fixie now. This is the Sport 9.8mm. The Fixie Sport Nature 9.8mm is sold on the Epic TV shop from 50 to 80 metre sizes. Fixie uses a 48-ply braid on the outside of the rope. More than usual, and this offers some advantages. It improves abrasion resistance and helps with the handling, both for the climber and the belayer. It also helps protect the rope against dust, water or ice. It's eco-friendly, doesn't contain any chemical treatments, and the packaging is biodegradable and recyclable. All dies are vegetable orientated, and that packaging is made with 96% craft paper and paper. So which one of these should you pick? Well, really it comes down to personal preference and how you enjoy using the rope when it's in your hands. As a general rule, when you're looking to buy a first time or an indoor specific rope, make sure it's fairly thick. Don't worry too much about treatments because you're indoors. The rope is way more protected, and if you put it in a rope bag, it's going to last you a long, long time. And price is important with all of the ropes, and these are very reasonably priced. You're going to go through this rope quicker than your red pointing rope because it takes more abuse and more falls, and you don't want to be paying a premium for that. All of these ropes are on the Epic TV shop, and there's links down below as always, and do let me know which rope you use in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.